What's going on, guys? Hope everybody out there is having a great and fabulous day. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, pretty much. How the hell are ya? Well, the news is finally here. I'm sure everybody and their moms have got the news. Kawasaki has officially announced that they would be releasing the Zx4R and the Zx4RR KRT edition. Now, if you don't know what bike that is Kawasaki's 400cc inline 4, the one that made a huge stir a few months back when they were registering VINs with the Department of Transportation. Now, the Kawasaki Zx4R has been anticipated ever since then. As far as some of the specs go, it is astonishing. Kawasaki has released some figures and has held back others. Now let's talk about the thing that everybody has been going crazy over, and that is the heart of the Zx4R. It is a liquid-cooled dual overhead cam 16 valve inline 4 displaying 399 cc's with a bore and stroke of 57 by 39.2 millimeters, which is almost identical to their 1990 ZX400R. Now, Kawasaki has released their torque figures for the bike, and that is nearly 26 foot-pounds of torque at 11,000 RPMs. Now, it's safe to assume, with the bore and stroke of that size and a little bit of math, this bike will be making somewhere in the 70 to 80 horsepower range. It has been redesigned in every sense of the word. Different ram air intakes, a steel trellis frame inspired by World Superbike. It has a up and down quick shifter. Now, as far as the componentry that you're going to be getting with this excellent machine, for the Zx4R, for you peasants out there, you're going to be getting no adjustability for the front forks, but you will be getting preload adjustability for the rear shock. Now, for those big ballers out there, if you decide to go ahead and get the KRT edition, well, you are going to be getting some adjustability for the front forks, and that's going to be preload. But wait, there's more. You're going to be going to get a fully adjustable rear shock along with that awesome livery, which should be worth in itself $10,000, along with, there's more, a up and down quick shifter for those intense hard shifts on the street. You're going to need it because you're going to be shifting that thing a lot. With a red line of 16,000 RPM, it's safe to assume that this bike is going to be on the pipe all the time. And if it's not, you ain't going anywhere. Just expect to be at 100 miles per hour at 6th gear at 14,000 RPM and love life, because you just dropped $12,000 on the KRT edition just for guys to swarm you at the gas station. Power that this bike is making, you are going to be able to use that power in 3 different riding modes, including a 4th customized mode. You are also going to be getting 3 levels of traction control, what has been known to be the most sophisticated traction control ever on this planet, along with Bluetooth connectivity, meaning you could use your phone. Now, what's cradling this bundle of joy in its arms? A trellis frame. Now, that creates a wet weight of 415 pounds. Some may say, why didn't they use aluminum? Some are still asking that question. So overall, you're going to be getting a 600 or 1000 cc inline 4 in a bite-sized version, almost like the candy that you'll get on Halloween from those cheap neighbors that don't want to get you a king-sized candy bar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, now take a moment to increase the sound on your headphones, your speakers, kick your dog out onto the street, kick your mother out on the street, kick your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever is in the immediate proximity, and sit back and listen to this machine. Now I have to say, after listening to this bike, this is the 250 model, so I can only imagine what the 400 sounds like, and it does make me want one.
Alright, so now that the specs are over, I hope you don't fucking buy one, because it's a waste of fucking money. You're not getting anything special. You may think that a smaller displacement inline 4 is going to be super cool because it's going to sound fucking amazing, but let me tell you, that shit's going to get old so quick. With a 16,000 RPM redline, that means that you have to be in a sweet spot to have any pullback or any bit of power. 26 foot-pounds of torque. Do you realize how low that is? Yeah, I know, dude. It's fucking crazy. You have to be somewhere in around 11 to 12,000 RPMs to even get on it. That's why these bikes, even in the marketing, it says focus track bike. Now, I think sport bikes, regardless, are stupid on the street because they just don't make any sense. Factor, I can understand the marketing behind it. It's an entry level. People don't want a 600. People don't want a 1,000. Seeing something at smaller displacement, less intimidating. Play it for the money. I am a frugalist person when it comes to money, and even with everything, I don't like to waste money, and I think that this bike is a real waste of money, at least now. Maybe years later, I could see it being justified when it's like worth around 5 to 6,000. But at the current moment, no, I don't think so at all. Do I want to test ride this bike? Sure. Do I think that it's going to change my opinion and I would want to buy one after? No. You have to think about the reason why they never brought these bikes out here. Because our roads here are so wide, and in other countries, in Europe and in the Asian markets, they have really narrow roads. So it makes sense to have a smaller bike like this. But out here, our freeways are so big that this thing does not make sense whatsoever. Like I said, this thing only makes sense if you're either a canyon rider or a track day rider. Anything in between doesn't make sense. The reason why the 400 makes sense is because it's a parallel twin and it has torque. It has, I don't know exactly how much torque it has, but it definitely has more torque than this. No, motherfucker. Definitely has more torque than this. So just to keep that in mind, don't fall for the hype. Sure, it's gonna sound like a, yeah, I know. They're all over it, bro. They're all over it. They want this bike. I know, it's fucking crazy. Don't fall for the hype. Go out and see one for yourself. I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but it is coming out. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this style of video. If you happen to enjoy it, let me know. If you happen to not enjoy it, let me know. And with that, my friends, stay up, 2 wheels down, peace.
Better, gotta be clever, gotta love more, that's a statement. Yeah, they just wanna see me in the grave.